Hey everyone, it's Legit Camel here with my co-host, High Score TJB. And on this episode of 99 Continues, we're going to be talking about genres that have kind of died off. And one genre that I miss a lot that I used to love when I was younger is the rhythm genre, like Guitar Hero and Parappa the Rapper and stuff like that.
Dance Dance Revolution.
I'm not really sure why these games died off so hard. It kind of seems like it was just a fad that just, once everybody kind of got tired of the constant, like, Guitar Hero just came out with an iteration every year. It seems like whenever video game companies do this is what kills off these kind of game franchises.
Dude, it
like,
wasn't even every year. It was like...
It was multiple times a year.
Yeah, like, I remember when, like, it was like Guitar Hero World Tour came out just after Guitar Hero 4. And it's like... Or Guitar Hero 3, I felt like. Or at least I felt like. And, I don't know. I was still getting my bearings. And then they... Like, I don't know. I just didn't like how much there was competition. How Guitar Hero... Not only was it being oversaturated, but it was losing its identity and becoming more like Rock Band.
Yeah.
So that made it seem like we only had one choice. I think dancing games survived a lot better.
They definitely have.
Like the Just Dance games, like you and me are a big fan of it, but they definitely have their market with the moms wanting to buy games to play with their kids, or the very casual gamers. But
yeah,
other than that, rhythm games they're not what they used to be. They're not in their glory days of, hey, let's all get our high school friends together and play in the basement because Jimmy has the brand new Guitar Hero 3. You know what I mean?
Right. Honestly, like, Guitar Hero 3 was the peak for Guitar Hero for me. That is my favorite game. And I honestly think it was just the constant, like, just coming out with the game every year was really killing them. It's just like when we were talking about Madden and stuff.
Guitar Hero on tour or decades. Remember that handheld one?
Yeah. That was so bad.
Dude, I have big hands. That did not work for me.
And honestly, it just didn't feel like it had as much love put into it as the original 3 Guitar Heroes did. Like, the original 3 Guitar Heroes, honestly, every song felt so hand-picked by the developers. They were like, this song, and it just felt so good for the game. It was like, not only is it a good song, but the way you play it is like, the way it's played just feels good as you're playing it at the same time, and it's got a good mixture of, like, you know, slower kind of like double
hammer-ons, pull-offs.
Yeah, hammer-on, pull-off, and then, like, with the later games, it was like, this is a pretty popular song.
Let's throw this on
Let's
there.
just put this in there.
Did you know?
Whether it's fun to play or not.
At the height of Guitar Hero oversaturation, did you know that Guitar Hero had a Tiger Electronics version of their game?
I actually think I had it.
It was a keychain. There was a keychain version of it, too.
I owned it.
That's when it started getting ridiculous. Although I do got to say, I want to put a big note in here, that Guitar Hero Live, I actually personally like. I think it's a start, and it, just don't do this one thing and then quit again. I think if Guitar Hero Live is built upon, then it can at least get its core market back, like the people who used to play it. But as far as it being the new thick kid on the block and getting, you know, all the people hyped about it and having all the stoner kids in high school want to play it all the time, I don't think that's going to ever be a thing again, sadly.
Yeah, I mean, like, one last thing about Guitar Hero that I didn't like coming on with the later games like Guitar Hero 5 and stuff like that is you'd get a nice song list when you first got it. The only thing I didn't like was, like, you don't get to do, like, the campaign. They totally took out the campaign, just like, here, you just play whatever you want. The campaign, honestly, like, made me feel like I was in a band.
Yeah.
A little bit. And taking that out of it just...
again, Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah, it removed the whole experience from me.
And I just want to make a big note here before we move on to another thing. It might seem like we're harping on Guitar Hero pretty bad, but Rock Band did the same thing. Not because it came out with a new one every year. Not just that, but because there was Rock Band 2, Rock Band 3, Rock Band Aerosmith, Rock Band Green Day, Rock Band Van Halen, Rock Band Metallica, Rock Band Beatles. I mean, I love the Beatles, but okay.
Guitar Hero did the same thing.
Rock Band track packs. I mean, it just got really crazy.
The DLC was extremely expensive.
It wasn't even DLC, dude. Those were
just the
add-on discs.
Just the extra songs that you could get.
Yeah.
With the DLC, it'd be like, oh,
you want Rock Band Country Pack.
You want another song that you can play by Metallica? We're gonna charge you like $1.50 for that one song, just so you can play one extra song. Like, imagine $1.50 a song. Like, when you try to add up 10 songs, you spent like $15 on extra songs already. That's ridiculous to spend that on a $60 game already.
A genre that I really want to touch on that's gone away and I want to see come back personally is light gun games. I know there's a lot of light gun games that can't play anymore because of certain TVs. But keep in mind, you can buy those old TVs at like a Goodwill or something for like $5. Honestly, go to a yard. Some people are giving them away, but like Duck Hunt, for example, or Virtual Cop, Point Blank, that series for the PlayStation 1. there are a lot of great light gun games that sadly I don't think we're going to see again, unless the genre comes back, because the technology is there. House of the Dead games, they're back for the Wii, you know. And then not just that, but motion control. Motion controller is a thing now. The PlayStation Move, of course, the Wii, that they really helped. I know that's last gen. They really helped mold it and push it to where if we want it, we can get light gun games back. I think I'm the only person holding that flag, marching onto the battlefield. But I really think light gun games can make a comeback, technology-wise. It just all depends on consumer interest-wise. And I think something that's definitely not helping that is the lack of arcades. Arcades are not a thing again. So I know whenever I went to the arcade, which was very rarely because I was a high schooler and stuff like that when arcades were already ancient history. But with the decline of arcade games, the decline of light gun games followed because I went to the arcade to play light gun games. I loved like the Area 51 and the Terminator game and stuff like that. But there is a chance they can make a comeback in my wildest dreams that are never going to happen. Do you have any memories with light gun games at all, or am I really the only person out there?
I have tons of memories of light gun games. I mean, going all the way back from Duck Hunt in the NES, I used to play it at my friend's house down in his grandma's basement because his grandma still owned a Nintendo and neither one of us did, and we would just sit there and play Duck Hunt for hours because his grandma didn't have internet or anything like that, so that was like the only thing we would do is we'd play on his NES. And then on the PlayStation I used to play Point Blank 2 as well, and I used to play like Time Crisis was one of my favorite games when I was growing up, honestly. I think what made the light gun games die wasn't just the fact that, like, as technology advanced, like, the light gun technology couldn't catch up with, like, the flat screen TVs, which made it awkward.
Or that was just like, old technology nobody cared about anymore.
Yeah, and then it was like, okay, so then we move on to the Wii, we can make light gun games for that, but the problem is, like, almost 80% of light gun games were just complete, like, just shit games that were just,
or the same thing over and over.
Yeah, they were just sold to get a quick buck from these, like, third-party companies, so then they got a bad light shined onto them. So then people were like, oh, these stupid shooting light gun games, they're charging me like $10 for a stupid, like, hit the target game.
Yeah.
And then with the flop of the PlayStation Move, it's just it's gonna be so hard for them to make it because I know that we have motion controllers now with like the PlayStation controllers and stuff, but like the new thing now isn't this light gun, have an actual physical gun, shoot at the TV. It's this VR stuff, which is cementing light gun games from coming back even more into the ground, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's going to be the new way to do a light gun game. It's just you're going to be virtually doing a light gun game,
I mean,
right?
I guess
shooting at people.
Hey, I guess I'm desperate enough. I'll take that as a win. But yeah, so we just talked about two genres that are either dead or very much struggling, but that does not mean they're gone. Take a look at platformers. Platformers for the longest time just weren't a thing anymore. I'm thinking like GameCube, PlayStation 2 era. I mean, there were of course 3D platformers, but even I guess I'm focusing more on side-scrolling platformers.
Right.
Those were gone nowadays. Especially, I think one that really helped kickstart that back was New Super Mario Bros. For the Wii, and Nintendo, of course, pushed hard on that. Now take a look at almost every indie game that comes out. A lot of them are side-scrolling platformers. Meat Boy.
People miss them, I think.
They do.
I miss them. There was a long era there for me where it was only when Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 was coming out. It was like it just felt like only shooters were coming out. I'm like, when is the next like platforming game coming out? Where's my Crash Bandicoot? Where's my Sparrow franchise? They like ruined these into beat 'em up games, and then I'm like, where's the next platforming franchise to come out? I need a new Banjo. I need a new. The only company that was still making platformers was Nintendo. They made Mario Galaxy, awesome platformer. Kirby was an actual side-scrolling platform on the console. I can't remember which Kirby it was. It was like something in Dreamland. Epic Yarn was another
Epic
platformer.
Yarn, that's what I was thinking.
The two Kirby games are both side-scrolling platformers. Only Nintendo was still had like any footing in the genre still.
Yeah.
All the other franchises got like buried into the ground by Activision or whatever company they were sold to, and then all the companies that started these franchises like Crash Bandicoot, Naughty Dog, and Insomniac, they moved on to bigger things, more shooters. Everything had to be a shooter at this time.
And I can honestly argue that it even goes farther back to the Nintendo 64 era, is when platformers were starting to die out because everything had to be 3D, whether it was a good idea or not. I remember that's the reason I actually loved and still love the game Tarzan for the Nintendo 64, because that was at least a 2.5D platformer, and I was happy for that. And it's actually a pretty good game.
To be fair, I think there was a good chunk of side scrollers on the PS1. You just kind of got to dig for them a little bit. Like, you really have to dig. You got games like Tomba. You have games like Klonoa, Door to Phantom Isle. I mean, these are like big bug titles right now because when you go back and look at it, these games sold terribly because of what you were talking about. Everything had to be 3D back then. But you go back and look at it, it's like these were fantastic 2D platformers. This is like the cream of the crop platformers. They're so well made. The mechanics are fantastic. Everything was just like primed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the technology was perfect for it. Hi everybody, it's Legit Camel here. I would just like to thank you all for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, or subscribe. If you're at all interested, we do have a Facebook and Twitter that you can go ahead and follow. I'll put a link down in the description below. And we start up a new video series called High Score Challenge. If you would like to go and check it out, I'll have a link posted somewhere in the video here. I'll give you a short rundown of what it basically is. We are doing dares against each other. We'll do a 1v1 in any game, and then whoever the loser is will do something sort of crazy. So this week's challenge was eating cat food. So if you'd like to see somebody choke on some cat food, go ahead and click on the video link, and I'll see you all in the next video.